Much as I thought I could plan a podcast, that is not going to happen. I do not have the mindset to sit here. Chop up block for block how I'm going to tell you about weight loss and weight gain. Good morning on this January 28th, 2022. The time is 7:20 a.m. and welcome to Early in the a.m. with Isha. To talk about this, I'm trying to figure out what to talk about this early in the morning. No, nothing particular. Nothing at all. Let's talk about attraction. I haven't talked about attraction in a long, long time. What makes someone attractive to you? As a friend or even as, something more than that. But let's start in the friendship zone. That's probably the best place to be at. Compatibility. What makes, in essence, what makes people like each other. I like you because they're like me. This is the normal thing, I'm comfortable. They make me comfortable. They make me feel safe. They make me feel secure. I have no worries. Or, it didn't start out like that at first. Some people were enemies first, and then they got to know each other past the outside exteriors, and then they're just the best of friends now. They're almost inseparable. I think those are the best ones. When you think you don't like somebody and then you fight through something and then it's the attempt to be something stronger that makes the friendship better. I don't know what a friend would be for me. There's just so much in my life that has gone spoiled. Certain things that I love and I still love now, but there's just a spoiled tint to it that just makes me turn my nose up and that makes me seem pompous or pious or even bougie, if that word even exists, but that's not me. It's me. It's definitely me now. I carry it in high regard. I can't help it. That the bias, the radicalness of it. You know what I mean? I don't have the time for details like I used to. Details meant so much to me. Details create friendships. And then those same details, if present, they create relationships. If there's anybody in here who disagrees, feel free to chime in. I am not against second opinions or opinions on what I'm saying. I encourage it, but since I can't seem to get any likes or any responses to anything, I'm just like, you say what you want, nobody's going to correct you. And that's what it is. We're friends who don't challenge what you say. They don't stand to correct you. They don't stand to be acknowledged in how you feel. They're not really your friend. They're kind of just pulling you in directions that make their light seem favorable and make yours seem like you're willing to be mediocre in their presence. That's not friendship. Because once that person is gone for the day, your essence, you're just literally back in what makes you powerful anyway. You're just kind of looking at it like, this relationship is way too expensive. I'm not getting anything out of this. I just feel like I'm a child being led around by an overgrown adult. Well, that's not even the situation. I don't know. It depends. The same thing happens in a relationship with, when you pursue something further. Trying to encapsulate. I think that's what a lot of people do. They try to encapsulate the other person. You try to fix them, try to be their healer. Like, you know what? If I can fix this person, maybe I can have them to myself. And that's not the case. You know, a lot of people's issues seem a certain way on the surface, or they seem a certain way until you delve deeper. And then you see the roots of the issue, if it's a trap, if it's a genuine issue, if it's even fixable. Do you even want to be with this person after the first argument? When those flaws demand more of them in your presence. When the flaws don't even care, the issues don't care who's around. And they're demanding this person to be a certain way. And then it just pulls you either deeper into what's troubling them, or it pushes you into your problems, and then the two of you are just together, just soaking in your issues. That's okay in certain environments. Like if if you have money or you're not worried about bills, you two could probably sit around and be drunk or high all day, and it won't matter to anybody because you don't have to go out and perform a service for the public. You kind of establish your own way of being. You can be safe for your surroundings, and your issues don't have to worry about being challenged by, the requirements of the job or the requirements of whatever it is you got to do to make money. But then poor people are in the same boat. If you're, on state or welfare or anything like that, if someone's paying your bills for you, you can afford to some extent to sit home and do the exact same thing. Poor people, rich people are almost in the same boat. It's almost the same boat. It's ridiculous. It makes me run away from a guy. Too much invasion of personal space. I gotta have personal space. I gotta be able to get away and take a deep breath and be nothing but silence around me. If I don't have that, if I can't have that whenever I need it, it's a problem. I'll run away anyway. I'll stay away to keep this guard up. Want to invade. They want too much wanting to be in your personal space. Too much of wanting what you have. Give me it. Enough, man. I'll run away so fast. I didn't even know she could run that fast. I'm like, oh no, I've shared my space before. I did it willingly. I was losing things left and right. Almost to a very dangerous, I should have gotten a lawyer. It got way too out of hand. And it's still out of hand to this day. I need my personal space and my privacy. I can't. I'll lose my mind without it. I've been in places where you're just people are up in your face, just on you, just touching you, and then you're not paying it no regard because you think you're doing it too. And then you think about it, and then I go to I touch my body. I'm just like, oh my God, why was I grinding on that guy like that at the club like 30 years ago? Like, what was the point? Like, I couldn't let nobody touch my butt up, and not unless we've established some type of a boundary first. Sit around this guy. I'm like, please just either rub my feet or talk to me. So rub my hands, talk to me, something. I was like, you gotta get my aura in my entire person. My Lanta. Yeah, so I've been on this health thing where I get like those gummy supplements, and those things are everywhere. They take vitamins, and then they turn them into candy. When I was younger, my vitamin of choice used to be the Flintstones, them little chewable little figurines that taste like little powdered candy. I used to eat those like candy. You're supposed to eat one a day. I'm sneaking in the refrigerator, grabbing two, eating them like candy, sneaking in a couple hours later, grabbing another one. I'm like, this is vitamin overload at its finest. I'm kind of the devil in my own way, a little bit. I'm the one that's running and preaching this sober, celibate existence. And then in the back of my own mind, these fantasies are erupting everywhere. Fantasies that are like the shadow or the eclipse or even the reflection of the very morals and things that I stand up for. The very things I energize. Right across the way from that very, very strong stance, very pillar stance is a crazy fantasy about a guy. And just everything I say, like right there against it is the nemesis fantasy, just saying me and this guy just rolling in the hay for hours. I'm just like, why is this my audience? Like, somebody whips the curtains open. And I'm here to say, I'm here to stand up for your rights. And then the only thing in the audience is me and this guy having sex. I'm just talking to a sex session. I'm like, whoa. I was like, I thought I was here to do something great. I was like, this is great. We want to hear you while we want to climax to your standing point. I'm like, oh God. Oh Jesus, what did I just get myself into? And hopefully life isn't like that. I'm glad it isn't. People have more and more obligations than that. But there's so many stages to split your work on, to split your voice up and be into. It's like you had to conquer all of those just to get back to the normal stage of life. The normal, let me just go to this poetry session at this club and just stand up for a little while. You got to work the Twitter sphere and the Snapchats and the speakers and the YouTubes, and then you get those going, and then you start appearing in the other places, handing out handles and things like that. But or you can just be quiet and not do anything, and just fade into oblivion. It wouldn't do the world any different. I think this is the issue now. Every time I every time I think or complete a thought, it's like my body is waiting for something to hug me and embrace me. Something to take care of me for taking care of it. And I can't, that reciprocity is just the one thing teaming against my not position, but my choices. It's like, you've invested your tender love and care in something, and every single time you do, and it doesn't, the reciprocity isn't there, you question the choice. And that question creates a bias after a while if no one's there to challenge it. And then you open, a door to give people, a space to challenge the thought. But those who don't care, they just don't care. They're not going to make the effort. You're not paying their bills at the end of the day, so they don't feel obligated to. Finding people that free to make such decisions, you have to be more in a debative, open, creative space. More in a position where your face value is in contention with, what makes them viable as friends or even fans. Friends versus fandom. That's what it is. Am I looking for friends or am I looking for fans? I think that's where my issue is. I keep saying what makes a friend attractive. It's not the attraction. You have to have attraction to have fans as much as you have to have attraction to have friends in some way. I sit up here and I'm telling you I have biases and things like that, and then I'm not going to be this reciprocity with people in a friendship. But the fandom is the same way. Except for you put yourself in a bubble and you expect them to admire you from the outside. That's the difference. I mean, in a friendship, that will be very toxic. If you're the star of the friendship and everyone's just vying for your attention, that's not a real friendship. If you're giving way too much and not getting anything in return, that's not a friendship either. In a situation where you're a performer and you look for people to be attracted to you, there's a bias has to be there. There has to be a boundary line, which, isn't it's more crossable in friendships than it is in a position where you're an entertainer. You're creating a space or an image of who you are, and it's more exaggerated. It's more at high points that are, you know what I mean? It's more of, oh my God, I would love to be able to do what this person is doing.